Is the thought of moving stressing you out? Then stay tuned for my next guest. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Allied HomeQuest, Complete Connection with the Community in Real Estate. I'm Mary Camuso, Realtor with eXp Realty, and I'm excited because today we're here with Dick Carmichael. Welcome, Dick.
Thank you.
Dick is the director at Hilldrup Companies, a national moving and storage company with excellent customer service. They are extremely experienced with logistics and storage needs to do cross-country moves and international moves. They have helped many folks who work in the State Department, Department of Justice, and military. So let's dive in. Welcome, Dick.
Thank you. Very nice to be here. Appreciate you asking me.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming in and joining me today.
Yeah.
So can you tell us how long have you lived in the Fredericksburg area?
My whole life. Born and raised. I was born in Fauquier County, but raised in Stafford County.
Very cool.
So I've been here, seen this area change and change and change, and it's still changing.
Yeah, it's evolved so much.
Right.
From the golf courses that Central Park used to be, right?
Right, absolutely. I used to be to Sheraton, a nice place to go have dinner. That was the nicest place in town.
Nice.
Right.
Very
Now
cool.
it's
The
gone.
Pizza Hut over in front of the mall.
I remember Hugh Carlson built it.
Yeah.
Yep, in Pizza Hut.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So can you tell us what is one of your favorite things about Fredericksburg?
The Fredericksburg area has always been a great place to live as far as good for raising kids. The school systems has always been very good. The area is very safe. We have very low crime in the Fredericksburg area, really. Come right down to it. For the population of the area has grown. Our crime has stayed down. We have very effective leadership. Taxes are relatively low compared to other areas. I'm not saying it's going to stay that way, but to pay for progress requires taxes. And I've lived in the same house for the last 48 years, and I can tell you it's changed, but you need change. I want better roads. I want better schools for my kids. I want better police protection and fire protection, so you pay for that.
Yeah.
So taxes are necessary. And we've had some good people. You know, this area's been very fortunate. We haven't had a lot of bickering between the three localities. They've gotten along well. They've joined on special projects. So it's years ago, Matz's Run came about. The city and the Spotsylvania joined together on that and created a water source for the area long before Able Reservoir. But it was necessary.
Yeah.
So that's what I like about this area. Yeah.
Very cool. There's a lot to it. I like that answer.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I like it.
So could you tell us something that maybe most people don't know about you?
I'm a softie. I love my grandchildren, and I got 5 grandchildren in 3 states.
Very cool.
Difficult to see all of them every year, but we do. We have 2 that are close. I like to work woodworking. I make things at Christmas time. I make things for give away to my friends, little knickknacks and little ornaments they set up. They pack away until next year. And I enjoy that, and I enjoy travel. My wife and I really enjoy car travel. At 30,000 feet, you don't see the country.
Yeah.
On interstate highway, you get off that, get on the back roads. This is a beautiful country we live in.
Yeah.
And it's just magnificent, and things that we've seen. Saw New Orleans, spent a week, about 3 days in New Orleans before Katrina.
Oh, wow.
Different. Now it's after Katrina, it's different.
Yeah.
So I encourage people, get off the plane, get in the car, travel.
Yeah.
Rent a van. That's what we do. We have some friends, we rent a van, we spend a week somewhere, 10 days.
Nice.
Right? So we just don't go through a town or through a state.
You're not just...
We pick a destination.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
That is nice.
So that's why. That's a little something, I guess.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. Nice. I hate to fly. I do it, but I hate to.
Yeah, it is nice to soak in the scenery around you, and you can't just make that little pit stop over here or over there.
That's right.
If you're on a plane. You're right. That's so cool.
You can't find this nice little cute little restaurant or this little waterfall or
Yeah.
It's just magnificent to see. And like out in California, I found the Sundial Bridge. I didn't even know it was there. I wasn't even listening on nothing, but all of a sudden between Sacramento and Redding, California is Sundial Bridge.
Nice.
And
Is it a sundial?
actually it's a sundial. It's about 60 feet high. It's a big bridge, and it's all glass. And when the sun moves, you can tell time.
Oh, how cool is that?
How cool is that? Goes don't work at midnight, but it works at noon.
Nice.
So
Very cool.
that's things you see.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
I'll have to put that on the things
Put
to
that on
feed.
you. Sundial Bridge.
Yeah. They need to advertise that. 'Cause I lived out in California for a while and I
You never knew it was a city.
No. Yeah.
We just happened to fall upon it.
Very cool. So, Dick, what drives you to do what you do? What's your motivation?
I like people and being in the customer service business and being a salesperson since, since 66. I got my first job selling life insurance. Starved to death for 3 years, but managed to survive, so to speak, till I got a better job. But I like joining people. I like sitting down and talking to people. When I was working full time, and the downside of that was just too busy every day. And managing a sales team, managing surveyors, and guys didn't have time to know the customers. They're too busy. They have 5 or 6 surveys a day, and that takes them too much time. I go in, this last week, had a customer, very concerned about moving, spent 2.5 hours. We sat at the table, sat around, talked, had a cup of coffee, and discussed moving processes. And it's a scary thing for a family that's been in a home for 40 years. And all of a sudden, they move to chase grandchildren. And that's what old people do. We chase grandchildren. It's one of the things that we do. I haven't done it, but people do. And I move a lot of elderly people. That's what they do. They downsize. So they got everything, the worst possible scenario for moving, leaving home for 40 years, retired, downsizing, going to a new location, which they never lived before. They got to create new friends, new everything. The only people they know there is 2 grandchildren and a daughter.
Yeah.
So those things, I like helping people. And that's so, you get to meet I used to say all my friends are, I move all my friends, and all my people I move all my friends. So that makes it very nice. We always remember each other.
Yeah.
I have people send me Christmas cards.
Nice.
From places I moved them to. So it's nice they remember me.
Yeah.
Good.
Very cool.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's nice making those connections with people
Yeah.
along the way in life because that's what life is about, right?
When it's all said and done, what you got left?
Yeah.
How many people come to your funeral, and how big's your family, and how much they love you?
Yeah.
Always got to keep in touch with your family and friends. You never know when one's going to be gone. I lost 2 old friends within the last 60 days and lived in North Carolina. You just got to keep contacting people.
Yeah.
Never forget them. Pick up a phone, call them.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
So.
I'm sorry for your losses.
That's all right. Well,
I know it's a part of life.
I'm going to join them
still,
one day.
Yeah.
No hurry, but I'm going to join them.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate that you appreciate relationships on that level.
That's right.
So, what made you choose to get into the moving and storage industry?
Well, I was in the car business at one time, and I met some people. I worked for Carl Silver. We had used car a lot, which I love selling cars. My wife hated me selling cars. So I took a job as a traveling salesman. I worked at Goodyear Tar and Rubber Company, and just got tired of the road after 4 years. And I had a friend that had gone to work for Hilldrup at the time, and Mr. C.B. McDaniel, and who was the president, and we were in the JCs together. And he kept on saying, I'm going to make a change, I'm going to make a change. You ready to make a change? And I said, in one December, snowing, carrying on, and I was up in New Jersey, and I said, I need to make a change. And I called him, I said, Hicksy, I can come see you in January, I'm going to make a change. So that's where we were. January 1972, I walked in the door, Hilldrup Moving and Storage over on Central Park, Central Road, was our location in Fredericksburg at the time. And then just recently moved from Essex Street, which is now a big apartment complex across the railroad bridge from Lafayette Boulevard. And so that's how I got in the moving business, through a friend. And back in those days, it's not like today. Every good job in Fredericksburg was word of mouth. Nobody went to the employment commission. Nobody advertised newspaper. You look for a salesperson. You look for a realtor. One of the 4 or 5 real estate agents in the whole city, and they would sponsor people to be a real estate agent.
Very cool.
But you have the desire to do that. It's the best move I've made in my life. Got in the moving business.
Nice.
Loved it.
51 years. You just had that
51
anniversary.
years. Yep.
Wow.
51 years.
That's awesome.
And the company is only 120 years old.
Wow.
It's from 1903, so I feel very fortunate to be there for half the.
Yeah.
But well, it's 40% of the life of the company, so that's good.
That's very
I'm
good.
happy. I'm happy.
Obviously,
I'm still doing it.
Obviously, you're
I'm
happy
still
51
doing
years.
it.
Yeah.
What's wrong with me? I gotta quit. Gotta quit.
Could you share what it means to be the director? What does your job entail?
Well, when I was working full time, driving tail, had residential salespeople, and residential salespeople are people who sell to customers who's paying for their own move. They don't have a corporation or the government paying for the move. So, but 3, 4 people doing that. In Northern Virginia, Fredericksburg had a lady, so they still have a lady. And then had customer service, which was the ladies in the office and men in the office, the group that was supporting those sales for the company-wide, company-wide. And then had people who actually went and did surveys for our corporate clients. So I kind of run all that group. And when you manage that group or you work with them, you have to fight their battles for them. Moving is not exact science. You do the best you can. Things change. People change their mind. They don't tell you. Salespeople get in a hurry. They miss stuff. And there's problems. And that's every day in the moving industry. You have problems. And you got to figure out how you handle that problem. And we never were ones to tell customers anything but the truth. If we short cruise and we were going to make you the second pickup, we told people. We didn't let them wait all day. If the salesperson missed something, we met that head on. We didn't tell the customer, oh, well, we can't do anything about that baby grand piano. Salesman didn't know it was moving. Well, you didn't tell them it was moving, so you never said that. You always said, okay, we'll take care of it. And you figured how to take care of that at no cost to the customer because you've agreed to the customer on the price. And you got to live with your price. You can't go back on that and say, oh, well, it's going to cost you more money. Well, we don't do that. And I think Hilldrup always has a reputation. We put the customer first. I learned years ago from Charles G. McDaniel, who was president, and we used to always have to take in his settlements, had to go through his office, and he'd sit down with you and say, why did we do this? Why did we refund this to the customer? Why didn't we get paid for this? And Charlie's philosophy always was, I don't want to know who's right or who's wrong. He said, Carmichael, I want you to make sure, did we take care of the customer? Yes, sir. Fine. He'd sign the check, whether it was $1,000 or $10, he signed it. But he wanted to make sure we took care of the customer. And I think that philosophy still is there today at Hilldrup. The most important thing is taking care of the customer.
Yeah.
It's not profit, it's not losses, it's not dollars and cents. It's not chewing somebody out. That doesn't do any good. You work with people.
Yeah.
You're good people. We all make some mistakes. So we live with them and we move on.
Yeah.
It's the after effect that counts. I've had young ladies get mad, get so upset with dealing with customers because they clashed. And that's going to happen. You're dealing with 30 to 40 customers every day. You got something to do on maybe 10, 15, 20 orders. You're going to clash with somebody. And they would come in and say, Carmichael, I ain't talking to this lady no more. Okay, give it to me. And I talk to him. I take care of him. That made that person happy because now they can go do the rest of the day. They can take care of their jobs. They don't have this person call them in 15 minutes for various other reasons. So that's how we got along. That's one part of the things I did as director.
Nice.
Right.
Very cool.
Protecting my group. Always like that.
So have you stepped down from the director position?
Yeah. I'm just a consultant now. I don't work full time. I like what I do. I plan my own time. I plan time to come talk with you, which is wonderful.
So as
I'm
a
happy.
sales consultant, what all does that define that for me?
Talk with people about moving.
Like you said,
Like
kind
I
of sit
said,
down
spend
and
some
have,
time
yeah,
talking move.
that makes sense.
I have sometimes people will call me and say, I'm thinking about moving. Tell me about moving. Such and such a realtor said that you would spend some time with them. No problem. At the end results, it may not be a commissionable dollar there, but I think I've established a friendship that maybe a year from now, and that happens. I'll have people, oh, you took care of my mother 5 years ago. Now we're in the same situation.
Yeah.
And I'll have people say, all right, I've got 3 estimates on moves. What should I do with them? Well, I'll look at the estimates and I'll make a suggestion. Well, maybe you should go this move. This person is not doing this. This move is not doing that. This is what everybody. So you try to give them some guidance.
Yeah.
It's free advice.
Yeah.
Maybe I should charge. Hey, what does interview pay?
Well, I do know the whole moving process could be so overwhelming and a lot of anxiety around it, right? And I know that there's
Correct.
a lot of companies that don't put the customer first. They are about like the profit. They'll come back and charge more. There's a lot of nightmare stories about things breaking and all kinds of messes with moving companies. So it's really a delight to hear the philosophy
Right.
of Hilldrup and that you put the customer as center stage. That's awesome.
Right. That's right. Well, we're there.
Very cool.
And hopefully I will never forget that.
Yeah. So getting into Hilldrup a little bit more, I mentioned that you do the moving, logistics,
Right.
storage. Is there anything else behind the scenes that we're not seeing?
Well, we've always been a very charitable company. And if you recall a few years ago, there was a tragedy. Nobody's forgotten the tragedy with 9/11. But that was a lady living in Savage County. They really got in bad shape, got burned pretty badly. They lived in North Stafford, and they had a 2-story home. And when she got at the hospital after about 6 months, 7 months, it was impossible for her to live there anymore. They had to go to a 1-level home. Well, one of the things people don't know about Hilldrup, we're a charitable organization. We moved that lady free.
Oh, wow.
We didn't pack it, picked it up, and delivered everything, but not a single dime did they pay, because we felt that was the right thing to do for that family and their tragedy. A few years later, there was a wounded warrior that the Pruitt family up in the Estates of Chancellorsville, and I know you're familiar with that area.
Yes.
They built a house for a wounded warrior. And his mother, totally automated. I mean, he had a phone pad, a keypad. He could do everything in the house.
Is this the gentleman with the no arms?
Yeah,
or the
no
legs?
arms, right.
I saw that.
We provided moving services for him, picked up stuff all over Fredericksburg and delivered and set up his house for him.
Wow.
There are things that we do that you don't get a whole lot of press. Don't care.
Yeah.
McDaniel family's never been one into press. So we do things like that. We have a special trailer. It's for our military families, and when we move a high-ranking official, we use that trailer and get some exposure on that, and it makes it nice to have it pull it from the house. And it's got the USA logo. It's all red, white, and blue. It's got the flag on it. It's patriotic. It's it's the thing. That's one of the things that we do. Right now, the company's getting more into logistics. Logistics is a big thing. They just recently signed a contract where Hilldrup is going to be the primary delivery company for Home Depot. So we're going to be, if you buy something online to Home Depot, wash or dry, refrigerator, furniture, which they sell in some of the locations. Hilldrup will be the delivering agency. And why we doing that is, number one, it's another part of a logistics business. Number two is Home Depot got tired of paying the claims, I think, and they wanted to have a better company than Jack and two men in a truck, that knows the local manager and don't know anything but moving. So I think that's a step in that direction.
Yeah.
International moving is tremendous right now. It's a lot of international moving going on. Hilda was the #1 international mover last year.
Wow. That's pretty big.
We were the #1 carrier in residential sales, national account sales, government sales, international sales in 1 year, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So we pride ourselves on what we do. Charles W. McDaniel, who is the president of Hilldrup, he has one goal in mind. He wants to be #1 in every measurable category at United Airlines and Mayflower.
Wow.
It's a simple goal. I'm going to be #1. Don't want to be 2. I want to be #1. And it's the same thing with our customer service awards. For the last 22 years, we've been customer service award winner from United Airlines. That's our customers rating us. That's not salespeople or corporate accounts. It's our customers that we move. They get a survey. And they rate from the time the phone call is taken in the office to the time the claim is settled if there's a claim. So that all aspects of moving is rated. And we're pretty proud of that. That's only...
yeah, that's pretty good.
And we won the President's Club from United Airlines, I think, 3 times in the last 15 years. So that's pretty impressive. That means we're the best of the best of the best.
Nice. Very cool.
That's where we want to be.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a little extra about United Hilldrup, what we do. We're not a small company over here on William Street with mules and delivering dry goods around Fredericksburg anymore.
Yeah.
That's how it started in 1903.
With mules?
With mules and wagons. But that's the way it started.
Wow.
Now we're a multi operation with locations, 8 locations, 8 branches.
Through several states, right?
Several states: Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Maryland, D.C., and Virginia.
Nice.
And Charles W. McDaniel is now the current chairman of the board of Unigroup, which is the parent company of United Airlines, Mayflower. They have a leasing company, they have an insurance company, so it's a big conglomerate.
Wow.
It's right in Fredericksburg, right on Carolina Street. You think, hell, of one of the major corporations in the United States, chairman of the board's in Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Very cool.
America's most historic city.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I love Fredericksburg.
Oh, I love Fredericksburg. Yes.
Very cool. So jumping back to you a little bit, what are some of your goals for this next year?
Well, I have simple goals. I want to do 1 move a week. Whereas I wouldn't even keep my job. I was working with myself as a director. 1 move, you here. But I want to just do 1 move a week. I enjoy getting to meet people.
Yeah.
I like getting up to the house. I like getting out, visiting people and friends. I'm doing some work in Williamsburg. I love Williamsburg.
Yeah, Williamsburg.
And I got to into that area because of a relationship of 4 or 5 years ago. And lady said, I'm tired of dealing with a realtor in Williamsburg. Says, I'm one of the major realtors in Williamsburg. Tired of dealing with people who don't have good movers. And she says, my clients suffer. And I was recommended to her, and I went down and I move a lot of people.
Nice.
I'm not the cheapest guy on the block, but I'm the guy that goes out. I don't mind spending 1.5 hours, 2 hours with customers. I don't mind delivering and packing material. I don't mind going on move day and make sure everything's going well. I'm not the guy that shows up, goes to the survey, gets you a price and leaves. I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
If you got an issue, I got an issue.
Yeah.
Are you happy? I'm happy. Just recently, last week, another friend of mine and I went over to Charlottesville and Richmond. We hung some pictures because people getting to hang the pictures after they move.
Wow.
Okay, we come, we'll hang them. So you do that. And you knew the guy that went with me too. So
Very cool. Who was it?
Ryan Wankel.
Oh, nice.
We're quick.
Very cool.
Great guy. Does anything. He don't care. He'll do anything.
That's awesome.
You know, sweep the floor, hang pictures. We don't care. It's service to the customer. And that's what you do.
Yeah.
Without that, you just. So that's why I say I got a simple goal. I want to do 50 moves, do one a week. I'm happy. Look at a job, close a job, got a pack job, got a low job. The person's office we're in, we're going to handle his move for him. So I'm happy about that. I don't want to work hard. I want to spend time with my grandchildren. I want to spend time doing a little woodworking. I still cut my own grass, blow my own leaves, plant flowers for my wife. I still do that. But a lot of people paying people. I don't do that.
Yeah.
And I'm very fortunate. I think I'm in good health. I have no major issues. Good Lord's taking care of me.
Good.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I try to take care of him. It's a two-way street with him.
That it is, yeah. So you kind of touched on some personal and some professional goals, which is very cool. Is there anything else that you'd like to share about you or Hilldrup?
Hilldrup is a great place to work. And Charles McDaniel said this many years ago, back in the 70s, when this economy in this area was really, really bad. And he always said that, we are very fortunate in the Fredericksburg area. We're kind of recession-proof. We have so many people around here depending on government paychecks. And they don't miss a check. During COVID recently, our government workers and military, they never missed a check. Now, if you notice, we didn't have a wholesale closing of restaurants. My wife enjoyed going to Bonefish on special occasions. Now, they weren't as busy. The service was a little bit slower, and you had to have a little bit more patience, but they were open. Another favorite place we like to go is Vinny's, the Italian restaurant in Plymouth. Now, they weren't open for inside service, but it was open for carry out. They figured a way to get it done. And so we didn't lose in our right. There were some startup places that went into business, but it's because we kind of recession-proof. There's a lot of people around that depend on the government. And of course, there's a lot of people like me depending on the people, the government paychecks to supply me with work too. And everybody. I think houses were still selling. You in the real estate business, they were still selling. I don't know what now interest rates are a little high, but I think it's a very good place to live. It's an excellent place. We're very fortunate around here. We got a lot happening in Fredericksburg.
Yeah. It's a very active community, and it's situated perfectly between D.C. and Richmond, and there's so much in Virginia in general.
Ideal place.
Yeah. Virginia's for lovers.
Good climate,
Well, I think we could go on all day here.
Oh.
But I think the best thing to do is, go ahead and cut it. If you have any questions for Dick, or if you need any moving or storage assistance, or you have a referral for him, I will put his contact information in the comments below, or you could contact me and I'd be happy to connect you with him. And thank you so much for sitting down with me today, Dick. I really appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity, and always I never want to miss the opportunity to talk about Hilldrup and how good they are to this community and how they provide a good living for me and my family, and the fact to promote me because I am always needing promotions. Okay.
We got to get that one move a week, right?
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. God bless you.
Well, thanks again for watching, everyone. I'm Mary Camuso with eXp Realty Allied Home Quest, and we have Dick Carmichael with Hilldrup Moving Companies. And I hope everybody has a good day. Bye for now.
Goodbye.